Hi guys, Trinity here. How's everybody doing today? Yay, Halloween's coming. Alright, so today's video is going to be about picking a good study deck to learn your tarot. Now, there is several videos across YouTube and Google on tarot learning, tarot lessons, tarot classes. One of my favorites that I would recommend is on YouTube, Tarot Oracle. He's a fantastic guy. He's fun, he's funny, and he makes learning tarot very easy. Okay? The easiest way I feel that you can learn tarot is by choosing a very basic deck. Now, there's also a lot of videos out there with suggestion decks, what you should get. A lot of tarot readers will tell you it doesn't matter what deck you use, you will have luck if you want to read the tarot. You'll have luck understanding them, by, whatever most pleasing to the eye. Okay? And that may work for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody. A lot of people struggle with learning tarot because of some very simple things. First thing is picking your deck. When you're trying to pick your tarot deck, if you go with something that's very flary and very busy, you're going to have a much harder time understanding the meanings behind the cards when you look at them. Okay? Spreads. A lot of people have trouble with spreads because they will look at the Celtic Cross, which is a very detailed spread, and it's really not meant for a beginner. So I wish they would stop promoting it that way, like it's for anyone, because it's really not. I have a video on my channel about the horseshoe spread, and there are a couple other spread videos that you can look at. In this case, what I have chosen here for you guys today is I picked out 3 different types of decks that I think would be very easy to read with for anyone. Buy your exotic deck. Go for it. Buy 10 of them. But just kind of set them aside for your own pleasure. Almost like you're going to school and you're going to learn with one tool, and the other tool you're just going to kind of dabble with and play with until you really grasp what the meanings are behind these. Okay? Most tarot decks are structured to kind of resemble another deck. A lot of them will resemble this deck that I'm about to show you. This is, they're basically the same, but they're different, okay? These are different forms of Rider-Waite tarot decks. There are different ones that you can choose from, is what I'm trying to say, okay? There are, you'll see that you want the images to look like this. You want some kind of Rider-Waite, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. You want like pictures like this. This is one of my all-time favorites, the Radiant Rider-Waite. Okay. The first one I showed you is the original. This is the Radiant. I have many more forms of this deck. Okay. This one's the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. It's basically the same. It's like just pretty much like the Rider-Waite. Okay. But the reason I want you to try and use one of these forms of Rider-Waite is because when you are going to school, for example, as a child, grade school, you're learning, whatnot, you use the very basics to start with and to study with. And if there's something a little more exotic, a little more pleasing to the eye, you can look at that from time to time but that can confuse you sometimes. So, like, I'm going to give you another example. This is a beautiful, beautiful oracle deck. I love this oracle deck, okay? Some people read with oracle, and some people do better with tarot, okay? They're different systems. They're not the same. Some people will say they were the same. The only way that they are the same is that they are still a form of divination. They are still a divination tool, and you can still get the answers that you need with them. However, if you're looking for a more detailed system, then you would go with the tarot. I'm sorry if my camera's bouncing a little bit, guys. I'm in between like houses right now and moving and things like that, and things are a little jumbled up, so I don't even have all my stuff. A lot of it's packed. But anyway, what I'm getting at is these are very basic decks. So even if you're taking, you go on to, like a tarot learning course or class, and you get on there and you see that the instructor's deck, it looks more like these. It's a little different from what you have. That's okay. You can still use what you have, but you may not really see some of the symbolisms that you need to see that were put in the original structured tarot deck. And you need to see some of that so you can understand some of the meanings behind it and its symbolisms. So anyway, guys, that is just a quick short video I had time for this morning. I'll do more later when I have a little bit more time, but this is a couple of easy ways to, I wouldn't say a couple easy ways, I would just say this is the best way to go about learning your tarot, is start with very simple, easy to understand imagery. It might not be what you're looking for right now, but it will be a little easier, because a lot of the newer tarot decks that they make, while they are gorgeous, they change some of the meanings. I mean, not the meanings, they change some of the names on some of the cards. And when they do that, sometimes to a beginner, it could be very confusing. So this is the easiest way to go, guys. Okay? All right. Trinity tips for the day. Have a great day, guys, and happy Halloween.